Hello, hello. How is everyone? Hi, Matthew. Hi, Akos, Akos. Hi, Mars, Maddie. It's the team A. Everyone's here. A team, team A, whatever. Hello. I'm trying something different with my hair today, so it seems fitting for the topic. Hi. Hi, Brian. Oh my god, your hair. I have to show you guys. I have to show you guys my, just a second. El dinosauro. See? He lost his tail. It's very sad. I'm the worst at throwing things out. Like, it just goes in a dump? I don't know how to get rid of things. Like, I would feel better if I put it into an incinerator. But I could, like, reuse the lamp. I really like throwing things out. You know when, like, your socks get too holy? What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do with those, like, those socks? What are you supposed to do? Huh? I was doing some research on Cary Grant for my book. And, like, Cary Grant, the actor. If you guys know him, I really hope you know him. And apparently, like, even though he was one of the highest paid stars in his time, he was really, like, frugal to the point where when his shirts were, like, worn down, he would remove the buttons. He would keep the buttons because, you know, buttons are valuable. And then he would reuse the shirts as rags and give them to his cleaning staff to use. And that might sound insane, but there's something I'm like, that's logical. Like, everything can be reused. But it takes a lot of energy and effort. You can fix the lamp. I mean, it's shattered, okay? So either I could give him a swag new tail. That's really funny. If I just, like... I don't know. I really could, couldn't I? I could just craft a tail for him and he would be like, he would have like a butt transplant or something. That would be really funny. I might do that just because. Like if I made it out of plasticine. Why is that so funny to me? It just is. It just is. That like signifies so much more than some like fancy new lamp. What? You work in fiberglass? Really? Yeah, like I could give him a, you know, I could give him a BBL. Maybe this is his chance. He's always wanted, you know, some junk in the trunk. He's always felt self-conscious. And now I can take this opportunity. You know, he can reinvent himself. Okay. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. How am I? I'm feeling a bit shaky this morning. I don't know why. Just a little weird and a little low energy. And that's okay. And that's okay. The jar has returned. The jar is a permanent fixture, and I really don't understand the fixation on the jar. I don't understand. It seems like so normal to me. I don't understand people who are like, get a water bottle. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why are people so concerned about this? Anyway, I'm drinking. Yo, I need to like that in this drink? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm drinking. This is like Janessa's cocktail, okay? What I do, you know, like the Calm drink. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like a magnesium powder called Calm, because I need some Calm. And there's this flavor that's like raspberry and lemon, I'm gonna say. So it's like slightly sour, but sweet. And I mix that with water, and then I top it off with a splash of cranberry juice. And it just, like, I don't do it every day. I love that it's pink. It just hits. It's just like, ugh. And it's good for you. It's like my version of rosé. That's what it is. It's my version of rosé. And I don't care. I love some rosé. I actually, like, I don't drink anymore. I don't know if I should say this, but like I think I've lost the will to drink. The will to drink. I used to, if I'm being perfectly honest, I drank because it seemed like that's what people did. Like I would watch shows. You know how like you're watching television? In almost every dinner scene, I just find this very weird. In almost every dinner scene on television or in a movie, they're having a glass of wine. And I'm like, who's drinking wine every night for dinner? Like, we don't live in Europe. Who are these people? But I would see that and I would be like, I should drink some wine. Or like, oh, I want it. Like, if you're watching Mad Men, you're like, I want to fix myself a fancy cocktail. You don't actually want the thing. You just want to like be those people on the other side of the screen. Or I don't know what it is. It's just very like weird subliminal messaging. And yeah, I haven't had a drink since like Christmas, and I might just not do it anymore. Nessa's cocktail. I like that. Like I'm all for like creating drinks that just taste good, you know, and don't necessarily have coffee in it. Like that's tricky. Don't have coffee and don't have alcohol. How do we do that? Okay. How are you guys? How are you guys? I just want to be over there with you guys. You've not had a drink since 2016. Amazing. How is that? Life is good. You know, it is also like you really do discover like, oh, I really don't need the alcohol to have a good time. Like it's a myth. You can feel really good without the alcohol. Life is good. Crown Royal apple. I'm trying to imagine what that would taste like. Like there's something about Crown Royal that feels like too heavy to mix with apple, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. Who needs alcohol? Beer. Look, I'm not against it. Drinking beer, like fun. I can't drink beer because it gives me like such a distended belly. Like last time, yeah, when I was in Newfoundland, like they drink a lot of beer there. And I remember I had like 3 beers, which was like, oh, and I like could not walk home from the bar. I couldn't walk like the 2 blocks home. It's way sweeter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you guys are excited about today's topic of conversation because I am not. Insecurities. I think I'm afraid to talk about this because like I don't want to admit that I have them. And like, you know, I just want to pretend like I'm perfect and things don't upset me and I don't worry about these things. You know, it's like the #1 rule of insecurities is never admit that you have one, because if you admit it, the pack will latch onto it and destroy you. Something like that, you know? It's very bully mentality. Um, yeah. But something I've like noticed with my time on Earth is that often like the coolest, most together, and by together I just mean like, I don't know, there's just something like super attractive and dazzling about them. Dazzling, I just mean like you're kind of in awe of them. They tend to be the ones, this is what I'm like really stuck on. They tend to be the ones who are most accepting of their accepting of themselves and like accepting of life and accepting of like failure and problems, and they're just like okay with a mess. You know what I mean? At least for me. Those are the most attractive people. They're the most free. I'm really, really stuck on the idea of freedom. They're the most free, and they're free with themselves, and they're free with their feelings, and they're free with their insecurities, and they're free with their bodies, and they're free with other people, and they're free with like whatever comes up. They're just like, I don't know what it is. It's just so friggin' amazing when like you're hiding in some corner going, oh no, I think this about myself, but trying not to be. And then some girl over there who you've like put on a pedestal is like, oh my God, I hate my nose or something like that. But is open about it. Is like totally cool about it. Is just like, yeah, I'm gonna say the thing. And you're like, what? She's allowed to say that. She's allowed to not like every single, like, she's allowed to do that. Or she's allowed to like be upset, or she's allowed to cry, or she's allowed to be like heartbroken, or she's allowed to be frustrated, she's allowed to be angry, she's allowed to, like, the more you give yourself permission, the more you're just like accepting of yourself. I really mean like accepting, just like whatever comes out, you're just like, it's okay. I'm just, because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? What am I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't like make my nose. It's okay. It's just a nose. But there's like a line. There's a line. So there's like acceptance of the thing, an acceptance of like insecurity itself. And then there's like self-pity and shame and like depression and self-hate. I think that's the distinction, is it's like from certain people, being okay with their insecurities is a form of self-love, is really, really a form of self-love, of being like, it is what it is. I love myself enough to be okay with me not liking everything about myself right now. The same way that if you had a little girl or a little boy and they came to you and they were really upset because like someone on the playground teased them about like, oh, I don't know, I have cankles, or like, oh, they said like something about my teeth, or they said, what would you do? What would you do with that little child? Would you be like, get over it? Or like, don't be insecure. Don't show any weakness. Don't show any concern. Don't show any worry. Would you do that to them? Or would you be like, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay you feel that way. That's okay. That was like scary and sad and maybe made you mad, or whatever reaction you had to it. At the very beginning, you would be like, that's okay. Just like feel your feelings. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with being insecure. There's nothing wrong with being triggered. There's nothing wrong with anything. So like give yourself that first. Please treat yourself like you're a 5-year-old kid on the playground, because basically you are. Basically we all still are. And then from that place, like, you get to make choices about that. And this is the thing that I'm gonna go into, and I'm like, can I do it? But I can. Okay, this isn't just about physical appearance. You can be insecure about anything. And I should have prefaced with that, but I'm saying it now. You can be insecure about anything. However, I really want to drive home for you guys that like everything is neutral. Everything is absolutely neutral and doesn't really mean anything inherently. There is no way that your hair is supposed to be. There is no way that your intelligence is supposed to be. There is no way that any aspect of your personality is supposed to be. There is no way that your life is supposed to be. There is no way that your bank account is supposed to be. There is no way that like your eyes are supposed to be, or your chin, or your posture, or your voice, or anything that you could find to be insecure about. There is no like, this is what a human being should be. And if you don't check off all these things, then you are the subject of ridicule. Like, no, it's not like that. Ridicule. So it's neutral. It's neutral. And from that place, like, we sift and we sort and we get ideas from other people about like, you're supposed to be this, or this is the ideal now. Oh, you're supposed to be skinny. Oh, you're supposed to be fat. Oh, you're supposed to be kind. Oh, you're supposed to be the villain. Oh, you're supposed to be funny. Oh, you're supposed to be stoic. Oh, you're supposed to be loud. Oh, you're supposed to be quiet. We get like all these like opinions and these preferences coming at us all day long. And this was something that like I was aware of for a while, that I would see in like media, or I would see just like with people around me, aspects that I like really admired and really wanted to have. But if I thought about them, like they contradicted one another. It was like, oh, I so admire people that are like super crazy funny. I really, really like that. But then I would also see people that were like kind of more introverted and quiet, or like, you know, the ones that just like commanded the room because they didn't say anything. And so when they did speak, ooh, it was important and everyone leaned in. So like, I can't, how am I supposed to be both? I just saw that like over and over and over, that I was trying to hit like every mark that could possibly be desirable. But like by doing that, you compromise the other thing. Like I can't be a girly girl and be a tomboy at the same time. Like they're both fun to be and they're both admirable and people like both. And you can be both at different times, but you can't be the same. You can't be them together. You can't be things like that contradict one another at the same time. And and I just think that's like perfect proof that there is no such thing as like an ideal way to be. It's what you decide in the moment is ideal to be. And when it comes to physical appearance, I know it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it is, and it is, and you know this. You know this because like you can trick yourself into seeing something as perfect, as beautiful. Like you can choose to look at something as if it's beautiful. I don't know how else to say it. You just can. And if you've ever been in love, like you know that feeling when you just look at someone and you're like, huh, and you're not exactly sure why. They're just like, they're ticking all the boxes, and you're not. It's like this state where everything they are is just idyllic. Everything. So whether you're seeing it as like the whole, or you're seeing like little parts of them, you're just like mesmerized by their cheeks or their nose or like some wrinkle they have. You can choose to look at anything like, oh my God, this is the most precious, beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And if you've been in love, you know that. And you also know that like, if you've fallen out of love, suddenly you're like, who is this person? Like, oh, oh, why didn't I notice that before? Why do they look different? Why do they look different? And I've noticed this especially in terms of like it's kind of really cruel and really like, I don't know, if you look at celebrities, if you look at actors, depending on how you choose to view them, you're gonna see them differently. So like, I think a really good example of this is Pedro Pascal. I love you, Pedro. I don't exactly know why I love you. I feel like I've been told to love you, and so I do. You know what I mean? But if I were to actually just like look at him as like a physical specimen, if I were to look at him with the intention of like seeing traits that are like beautiful, I wouldn't find them. I would find him missing the mark in a lot of different places. I love you, Paige. This sounds like so cruel, but like whatever. Meaning just like, he's got a funny face. He's got a bit of a funny face. But it's like this sum total, and it's his personality, and it's the way he carries himself, and it's like the way that he just shows up, that kind of convinces you like, oh my god, this guy is so hot. He really is. He's like wearing a pirate shirt to the BAFTA awards. Was it the BAFTA? Anyway. I just get the sense that like he really likes himself. And he likes himself, like maybe he does have insecurities. There's like that wonderful interview with him where where they're like, oh yeah, he's taking like the lie detector test. You guys know what I'm talking about? And they're like, do you ever look up like fan Instagram accounts? And he's like, no. And then and then I don't know if he does, but like it shows like a certain level of like insecurity that you have to like look up if people love you, but you love yourself enough to allow yourself to be like that vain and silly and insecure. You know what I mean? And that makes you attractive. Like if you can like harness your insecurities, if you can harness them and be like, you know what, this is actually an adorable trait of mine. This is an adorable trait of mine. And like, it's just fun and I'm okay with it, then it can't hurt you. It really can't hurt you. And I think that's ultimately the goal, is just to like get okay with yourself, with every aspect of yourself. Just get okay with it. It doesn't mean you can't change it, but just get okay. Like just get to a place of, I think sometimes we think like loving something means like, I prefer it, or like, oh, I've decided this is the best way to be. This is the ideal. And I mean, it can be that, like, I just love everything about it. It's just like this kind of sweetness that you feel towards the thing. I think that's all love. It's just like a sweetness. It's just like that thing. I'm just okay with it. If anything, I'm kind of like in love with loving it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel good about how I've chosen to feel about this thing. I feel good about that. I feel good about my acceptance of this thing. I feel good about it. That's all it is. I just feel good about it. I'm not resistant to it. I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared of it. I think a lot of insecurities boil down to like, to fear, and it's kind of hard to identify what came first. Was it like the fear, maybe like the fear of not being included or not belonging or not being wanted or not being loved? Did that come first? And then you looked for reasons and you found reasons, and then those things manifest as like, oh God, it's all I can see, it's all I can look at. Did the fear come first? Or like, did you notice something? Did you notice something about yourself? And then you put that onto the reasons. It doesn't really matter. It's a chicken and the egg. But to stay on the fear idea, like, it's you. Like, you've decided something about yourself in those situations, which is like, you've decided this thing is really, really a problem. You've decided this thing really, really is scary, is worthy of your fear. Like if there's something, I mean, I think for me, I wrestle sometimes with like, like again, with the like, I can't be everything, I wrestle with like, I'm I'm too much of a good girl. I'm too much of a good girl. I'm too much of a simp. I'm too much of a like, I don't know, like, I'm too much of a doormat. I just like, I'm like treacly and I'm too sweet and it's not genuine and I'm too much of a people pleaser. Like, that's an insecurity I have. But then at the same time, makes sense. When I feel like I am not that, when I find myself like making fun of other people or like putting things down or being kind of more I don't know, like snarly, salty, uh, that like I get scared there too. I get scared there too. Like I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday. Oh, and I was like making fun of headshots, whatever. I was making fun. And after the phone call, yeah, I found myself like concerned that I had lost respect for my friend because I had been like that. And like it wasn't okay for me to be like that. That like I had shown an aspect of myself that like wasn't okay. But so it's like constantly having to move between two states and not knowing which is the safer state in order to like keep a friend or keep some semblance of like respectability about how I should be. And the truth is that like all I have to do is kind of like hold a place that I'm okay. It's okay to like express something. It's okay to be good. It's okay to be salty. It's okay. It's okay. I'm safe. And if I can really get to that place and really hold that place, like I won't notice. Do you know what I mean? You notice what is important, what is possibly threatening, what is possibly dangerous. Those are the things that you're going to notice and you're going to think about and you're going to be like, and so if you can get to a place where you're just like, it's okay, you won't even really like think of those interactions. You won't even monitor yourself. You won't even, and like, if you have insecurities in the mirror, I mean, it's just the same thing too. It's like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for when you look in the mirror? Are you scared? Are you like looking in the mirror, trying to fix yourself, trying to point out? Are you looking for imperfections or are you looking for perfection? Are you looking for like how good you look or are you looking for like anything that someone else might notice that they might call you out on? Are you looking to see if like, am I better yet? Am I better yet? Are my like are you looking to feel bad about yourself, to like confirm your doubts about yourself? Like what are you doing when you look at yourself, when you examine yourself, when you watch yourself, when you're like self-conscious of yourself? What are you looking for? And you can look for anything. You can choose to look for anything. And if you practice that long enough, it's going to be like, it's just going to be there. It's just going to be there. So with that too, I do want to bring it around to like, be okay with your insecurities. It's fine. They're adorable. They're adorable. They're adorable. They're adorable. If there's something you don't like about yourself though, you can decide something else about yourself. You really can. And again, it's about like, what do you decide to look for? What do you decide is true about you now? What do you decide? Because it's all just existing in you. The insecurities exist in you. They don't actually exist in other people. You do not know what other people are thinking. I don't care what society is saying. I do not care. I do not care what other people are saying. Really. They're saying it because they're reflecting you. They're reflecting you. So for me, I think the best and healthiest place to be is to like get to a place of love, self-love, self-acceptance. And from that place, you can get neutral about it. Just like neutralize the thing. If you're so friggin' triggered, neutralize it. Stop being so reactive. Stop being so reactive. Get like still inside yourself. And then if you really do want something else, that's amazing. Be okay with that. Be okay with loving something else, with loving and wanting something else. You're supposed to want things. You are. It's okay. It's okay to admire things. Just be aware of where it's coming from. And if it's coming from like a place that you're like, my cup is empty, but can you actually come from a place where my cup is full and this thing? My cup is full and this thing. And I choose to like see that thing out there outside of me. And I choose to see it inside of me. I choose to like take this on as an aspect of myself as opposed to like something outside. So if you're like, I don't know, if I was like, you know what, I'm going to embrace being my like snarly villain self, because that's something that I like. I would just look for it. I would just look for it. I would tell myself that's what it is. I would embody it. I would face the fears around it. And I would just look for it, and I would like tell myself that's what I am now. That's what I am. I'm not saying I want to do that. I obviously don't. I obviously don't, but like there's something within that too that it's like I obviously don't want to be a doormat. So cool. If I have that insecurity, I can tell myself I'm not I can soothe myself and reassure myself, and again look for places that I'm not that at all. I'm not that at all. And at any time in my life that people confirmed my fear that I was that, and I was triggered and I was reactive to it, I can just see that for what it is. And I can look for like, is that true? Is that true that I'm a doormat, that I'm just like people pleasing? Is that true? Or actually, am I not pleasing people in a ton of different places in different ways? Am I actually like really, really not a people pleaser? And can I stack the evidence in that direction? Can I look for what I want to see? Can I give myself that permission to see the world and myself the way I would like to see it? Being okay with anything that might come up along the way. Anything that might come up along the way. And I think that makes it really fun. I think that makes it really like a ride, meaning a good ride has a destination and the journey is fun. So don't sweat too much about what you're not now or what you are now. And at the same time, have a direction that you want to go to, that you want to flow into. And be open to exploring what happens with that goal, with that direction. Be excited for what might come up. Be open for what might come up. There's nothing wrong with how you are now, and at the same time, now you have like movement towards something. And you're exploring yourself, and you're exploring what the world is, and you're exploring possibilities. And from that place, like, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. And so you're not insecure anymore. If nothing is wrong, you can't be insecure. You might have a crooked nose, but if you don't care that it's crooked, you don't care. And if you don't care that you care, you don't care. So I guess all of this is just to say that just be kind to yourself and be accepting of yourself wherever you are, and have an idea of where you'd like to go and who you'd like to be. And be honest with yourself about whether that's like based on other people or whether it's truly honestly based on like what you aspire for and aspire to be. And just trust that like things will work out for you and you're perfect just as you are, and you're going in the right direction, and you're becoming the person you want to be, and at the same time, like you've already become the person that a past you wanted to be. Like you're doing so well. You're doing so well. You really are. And everything's working out and you're okay. You're okay exactly as you are right now. Really. This moment right now, you're perfect. You're perfect because like, I mean, look at you. Look at all that you are, all that you're capable of, all that you're accomplishing, all that you're doing, all that you know about yourself, all that you see in yourself, all that you see in others, all that you're able to express, all that you're able to talk about, to like hold, to carry, to like, you're perfect. You're perfect. You're extraordinary. And you just keep growing. And you just keep like understanding and like turning over rocks and discovering, and you're perfect. There's no way you need to be. And so why not be whatever it is you are right now? Okay. If any of you feel like sharing some insecurities, I would love that. But also, yeah, I just really want to talk to you guys. So post some comments below. I'd make a wonderful mom one day. I know I would. I don't know if I'll ever be a mom, but I know I would. Like, I just have this sneaky suspicion. I'm like, I would be a really good mom. Am I from Russia? No. I don't have a boyfriend. You wish you had a Darth. I know. Doesn't that keep you up at night that you don't have a Darth Vader voice? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. It's really sad when people's insecurity gets like so out of control like that. And I'm really sorry, Max and Misty. I'm really sorry. You love my curly hair? Great. I really want to wear curly more often. My auditioning. Yes. Oh, thank you, Flyby. See, that's what I mean. Like imperfections can be so beautiful. Like lines on a face, or like I don't know why they're so they just are. They just are. And something I think about is like lines on a face, or like imperfections. Like it's like sources of tension, or sources of like your past showing through, aspects of your personality, or like heartbreak, or it's like there for other people to see, and it just makes you so much more interesting. So much, like, you have stories, you have experiences, you've lived. In regards to like beauty, if you look at faces of people like pre and post lobotomy, I think this is great, like so wild. Post lobotomy, like all those like stressors in the face are gone, right? So aesthetically, like according to standards or whatever, they're more beautiful post lobotomy. Which is just like, like, okay, I don't know. Is that really beautiful? It makes you look at people's faces like the before. I was looking at this yesterday. It makes you look at the before with like a keener eye, because you're like, oh, what's going on there that's causing those lines? What's going on there? Like, what's going on with with that person? What are they thinking about? What are they worried about? What do they care about? And I can go back and forth about it. But I mean, I guess you'll be beautiful when you're dead then, because there won't be any tension. Yeah, scars are, I don't know. It's just what you choose to see in it. You don't, I'm not like for disfigurement or something, but it's just like everything's actually okay. Can you get to a place that everything is actually okay? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, honey. It's okay. And in regards to like, I'm just gonna add this because of like personal experience. In regards to physical aesthetics, your body, like, it is always possible for you to, at the very least, find appreciation for your body, like for your miraculous body that just like gives and like keeps you alive, that you just get this thing for free. You just get this thing for free. When I was having some like skin irritation and I was really self-conscious about that, what I found was, at the very least, I could be like, oh my God, my skin just like covers me. I could like look at its functionality and I could be appreciative for it in those moments, that it was like, and even if it was like reacting, I could be like, wow, look at that. It's like reacting. It's so sensitive to me and my needs that it's reacting in this way. You know, like you can always just kind of come at anything. This isn't just like physical aesthetics, it's also like personality traits too. Like, wow, I'm capable of that. Like it does so much for me. I can do that. And I don't even, like, it just happens for me. So you can always find something about anything. You can always find appreciation about anything. And it will just like, you don't have to get to like feeling 100% like amazing about it, but you can always lighten it a little bit. What's my future religion? I don't know what that means. I like appreciation over gratitude, personally. I think I'm in that state. I also like, gosh, it's just at any given moment in time, and I think I kind of like really hammered this point in last time, at any given moment, what am I trying to say? At any given point in time, like you can feel good in this moment, or you can feel bad. And it's just about what you put your focus and attention on. And last night, I was kind of like, I was just doing a lot of things. And I found myself just wanting to not miss my life. Like, wanting to not miss the moment that was just like there for me if I chose to like pay attention to it. And it was like, regardless of what comes next, or what I want to happen in my future, or who I want to be, none of that means anything if I think that I have to suffer on the road to getting there. Like, I don't know if I want to get there, if it means that this moment right here I miss or I like dislike. And so I just kind of like, I just honestly wanted to like sit there for a half hour doing nothing, but just like being in my life, being in my present moment life. That's all I wanted to do. My eyes are green. Thanks. Sometimes they're blue if I wear blue. Unplug. Yeah. I mean, at any moment you can just ask yourself, like, am I enjoying my life right now? I think that's maybe like the most important thing to ask. Am I so caught up? Am I so caught up in whatever it is I think I need to be or think I need to accomplish that I'm missing it? Because that makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. What makes you think that like when you get the thing, you'll be able to be present to it? What if you already have the thing and you're just missing it? Because the fact is like you haven't cultivated enough presence and enough like appreciation to actually be with this thing that you think you want. You're enjoying what? You're enjoying my life? Great. Ah. Oh, amazing. Thanks, Jonathan. So yeah, I don't know if I have anything more to say. If you guys have any questions, or any comments, or anything I'd like to talk about, maybe you can like bring that up now, for like future video. You gotta go to work? Okay, Brian, thank you for stopping by. I don't know what else to say. Do I play Fortnite? That's funny you bring it up. I was looking at Fortnite. I was looking at it for research. I have to research strange things for this book. What is my goal in life? What's my goal in life? I don't know that I have one. I hope that I am, right now, honestly, this is my goal in life. Like, I hope I don't miss it. I hope I'm present to it. I hope I appreciate it. Yeah. Which is so crazy because it's so not where I used to be. In such a short amount of time. Like, I'm so connected to, I don't know, it's like a feeling of like luck and yeah, just that life is really wonderful. That's my goal, is like I don't want to miss it. I just want to be with it. Oh, okay, bye, Flyby. Bye. I wear a little bit of makeup sometimes. Day to day, I don't really wear it, but for the lives, I put on some mascara. Power of Words, love it. Okay. I should make audiobooks. What does that mean? Like I should record, like I should read for audiobooks? I'd love to do that. How do you do that? How do you get that job? Why you cry? No, it's just answering a question. I'm a crybaby. I'm a crybaby. I love to cry. Hi, Shucks Rocks. Shucks Rocks. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this live has lived its life. So I'm gonna go. I love you guys very, very much. And I think you're all wonderful. All of you. And I hope you like yourselves. And if you don't like yourselves, I hope you're okay with that too. I hope that you give yourself permission to be everything that you are. And that you know it's gonna be okay. And that it already is okay. Yeah. Wherever you are. It's okay. It's okay. I really think that's like what most people just need to hear. It's okay. Thanks, Maddie. Thank you to the OGs. Like, honestly, thank you, team. Thank you for all your support, you guys. You can just take a still shot then. Okay. Bye, Matthew. All right, I love you. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, guys. Bye.